Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We made it to Sunday, and we have a good Sunday. We're gonna just spend it with Judge Reeves and some Judge Fleischer, and we're gonna have a good time. I love him today. He's on point today. I missed what Kelly wrote. I can't wait to go see what Kelly wrote. Mako's bouncing off the walls as always. I haven't seen you guys in 2 days. That's crazy. I missed you. It felt like seven. All right. Let's start off though. Okay. I can't remember if this is Judge Reeves or not. It's only like 2 minutes long, and not everyone will appreciate why I love this clip, but some will.
Louis Estrada versus Jessica Estrada. Anybody here on that matter? Louis Estrada versus Jessica Estrada. She's waving her hand. I don't know if that means she's involved with that or not. Are you Louis or Jessica Estrada?
Estrada.
Sí. ¿Cómo se llama?
Nosotros tenemos por la parte de mi hijo, porque
I believe Mr. Estrada is incarcerated.
The name was familiar to me, yeah.
I believe Mr. Estrada is incarcerated.
The name was familiar to me, yeah. But he's Louis, and he's the plaintiff.
I mean, unless he's gotten out. Isn't he, didn't we revoke his probation? Luis Estrada? He's in prison, right?
He's what?
You were up about 6 years in Toombs County a week, so.
Yeah.
Oh, he was Kendall's client, was a walk-in, because he had surgery at some point in time.
Yeah, and he was gonna go to rehab. He wanted to go to rehab, but I said since he was accused of selling to the people that were there, that he would not be a good fit for rehab because he might do the
Or
same
he
thing
might
there.
be in, where was it, Banks County, or?
But they'll do that.
We actually got that clip. It was a couple weeks ago. I showed it. I showed him coming in asking for he wanted drug court, or he wanted treatment, and he was selling. And he said, I can't send you into rehab. You'll just sell to everybody in rehab, which was right. Such a good clip. Okay. Now let's go to the real Judge Reeves. I forgot about this. I have a different clip. It's 6 minutes long. It is not court. Okay? It is another one of those council meetings like I showed from New York. Only this is Pittsburgh. Let's just watch it. Click. I liked it. They're very mad. And I don't know. I don't live in Pittsburgh. I live in Pennsylvania. I don't live in Pittsburgh. So I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know.
After you are called, please restate your name, provide your neighborhood for the record. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. And we do not have any registered speakers this afternoon. Therefore, if there's anyone in chambers wishing to speak, please come forward. I do not have you listed, sir, but you're more than welcome to come to the podium, say your name, provide your neighborhood for the record.
Hello, my name is Joseph J. What you say I need to do?
Provide your neighborhood for the record. Then your time will begin.
Oh, Pittsburgh is my neighborhood. I run a nonprofit, Succeeding in Life After Prison. It's for homeless people and ex-offenders. Today, I am here to call the mayor's office out. I am tired of the illegalities coming out of the mayor's office. I'm formally calling on the Department of Justice to open up an investigation into the mayor's office for his illegal conduct, most of which happened to me. And if you had enough kahunas to do it to me, I can imagine what you did to people that won't fight back, right? The second
Thank
thing
you,
I'm gonna call
Emma.
out is for anybody that the mayor or Jake Wheatley has had coitus with or had made promises to get stuff done for sexual favors, you were sexually assaulted by the people in the mayor's office. And you can go to any lawyer, anybody, and ask them. Whatever they offered you, you get more millions by suing them for what they did to you, right? Now, my homeless campsite behind the casino was arson 7 times. The mayor's office covered it up. I was robbed by certain individuals from which City Hall put on me. Those people, I was robbed and assaulted. Nothing happened to them individuals because they're being covered up by the mayor's office. So when I say I'm calling on an investigation to be opened up by the Department of Corrections, I'm not playing. Y'all all know who I am. I'm telling y'all now that this been going on and happening to me because they thought I was gonna hold on to some street code, but I've been done with the streets. So therefore, I don't care about your street code, all right? You're doing stuff illegally to people, to homeless people at that. And when I said about sexual assault, I am speaking the truth because I walked out here in front and seeing the mayor having a news conference with some young sisters, right, who started a nonprofit for homeless children. Now, if that ain't a scam, I don't know what is, but this is the scams that's been running out of the mayor's office, okay? Those children can be homeless, not here in Pittsburgh, not with CYS, not with all these other things, but he get these women and he manipulate his office to get what he want and give them what they want. How you gonna start something when you got somebody been here for 2 years and you did nothing but hurt that man? And I'm talking about me. So I'm coming here to put you on blast right here on national television, and I'm willing to tell anybody and everybody. And I did 27 years in prison, and I never had no problems out of no black administrative officials because they knew what I would do. I'm gonna call you out, and that's what I'm doing to you. And Mr. Wheatley.
Next speaker, please.
Yeah, she's next. She was cheering him on the whole time. Let's hear what she has to say.
My name is Yvonne F. Brown. I live at 1715 Mercer Street. That's up in the Hill District. Now, the fellow that just left here, he seems to be very disturbed and angry, and I agree with him. When I saw that the homeless people were marching in front of the mayor's house, I knew nothing about it because I would have been there. I heard where the minister, I'm getting a little bit too talking too fast, because I got 3 minutes. Okay, but the mayor, when they beat the homeless people down, he did not say anything about it. And I was trying to tell the young homeless woman that comes here, that she says she's an agent. I was telling her, I said, they're talking about putting $1 million down in the city, downtown. So the homeless people are going to get beat and they're going to be mistreated. I myself feel that this mayor is a liar. And you haven't heard me say, actually, call someone out about a liar, but we have quite a few that's on this board. And the reason why I call you a liar, because you say one thing and do another. I tried to explain to Mr. Mosley. He seemed like he didn't understand. When I said, Mr. Mosley, Wednesday, when we step in here, you take the roll, and then we, the citizens, speak first. When you took and you had somebody Wednesday and said, thank you, counselor. I said you should have been thanking us. We sit here all day while you sit and talk amongst each other on the phone, on the computer, on the tablet, or get up from the table and go over against the wall and be on the phone. Those you have people that's people that's on the television, they don't see it. If they came down, then they would feel the same way I do because it's total disrespect. Now, I go to a program, my grandchildren go to an upstep program. And these children, whenever any adult comes in the room to speak to them, they stand up and they look directly at these people. They don't talk amongst each other like this do. Yous are very disrespectful. You show no respect, none. I've been coming here over 20-something years. I come and they say I just come for myself. I can't, well, I mean, what did I come for? My son is dead. I can't bring him back. And I cannot change anything. But I can stop maybe another mother that wouldn't have to go through this. Do you understand? I come down here because you need to know what you don't know. You don't know everything. If you don't come to my community, you won't know what's happening in the community. I come down because the people tell me. I'm not just coming by myself. Sometimes I do because I'm determined to come. But you've had people that will call me and people will stop me. Go down and tell them, Miss Brown. And I have. And I will continue.
Thank you very much. Next.
I'm joking. Not really.
This time, supposed to quit defense attorney input option. Oh no, he's not.
Do what now?
Don't have any notes in there like you normally write.
Well, that's what I don't understand that. And also,
Not on that calendar, so it's on the civil calendar.
yeah.
He just assumed it was refiled.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
Of it
but,
being today.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes, sir.
That explains it. I know, Moko. I know. Um, I comments from my last video. Okay. Some saying I was talking way too loud, like 4 times louder than the video. Others were saying, "Thank God someone told you to turn your volume up, because I can't hear you at all." So, am I loud? Am I equal? Or am I lower to this video?
It's child support.
That's part of the reason.
That's good. Yeah.
There's a story. I'll tell you about it later.
I'm gonna look at my old,
Kelly, you're right. Kelly, you're right. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter if they say crazy things, truthful things. It doesn't matter because they aren't listening. And then they say to everybody, "That was great comments. We can put bathrooms in the elevator." You are right. Why haven't we thought about that before? Thank you. I'm going to leave my mic where it is. Yeah, but they can't. They're saying me compared to the video is either way too low and way too high in the same video. So every time I talk, it would be blasting in their ears, or they can't hear me at all. I don't know why. I wish I did. Although, I've seen on some YouTube videos this. Let me find no. I'm just gonna put OJ up real quick. I don't know if it's here or not. It's not all okay though. Look, that is there. All right, listen to this.
All right. Does anyone have something to provide
Okay, now
to the
watch.
court with a listing of
When I turn off stable
what
volume
specific items we're
on
dealing
YouTube,
with? If there's going to be different testimony concerning a particular item that was received as evidence, and the court would ultimately be
So.
making orders, perhaps differing or designating.
I
certain
don't
sentences
know.
to be split in certain.
I don't know if my videos allow this? How about I screw with people and randomly mute myself by accident? I don't know if you have this on your YouTube, on my lives or my videos. I don't know. There's been a lot of videos. I try to stabilize it so I can record it, and it's just grayed out. But that would help. Look, there's a lot of things I won't do while I'm streaming, but stabilizing volume is not one of them. We're not doing OJ today, so I don't know why I put that up there, and everybody's just going to be like, where's OJ? True. If you want stable, let me tell you, people in court, professional and stable, beautiful videos, so proud, just so good. Go watch people in court. I do too. Okay, now we'll go to Judge Reeves. And I think security. I don't know who she is. Is that Jenny? Oh, he says it today, I think. He says Jenny, and it's perfect.
Went away.
Okay.
For some reason, I thought you had been in jail just a little under 30 days. You've been in jail 54. Regina was telling me it was 54.
Judge, this is a probation
Hold on
revocation.
just a minute. The clerk has diverted my attention away to something else, so give me a minute to look at that.
She's not sorry. Jenny.
We're trying to multitask here.
It's not on again.
Just didn't do a notice of
Thank you,
hearing. so it's
Maria.
not on
Thank
either.
you.
Yeah? You didn't get that?
No.
She's like up here. Friday. So. You on like prednisone or something? Seem a little mean today. You need a hug? Got $50 on you, Regina.
Yeah.
I'll back that.
All right. You're welcome. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've done, I've looked at that and I see why now.
I need to talk to you about another one, Jessica. We actually had a
Yeah.
hearing on it yesterday.
All right, yes, I don't know why not.
It's a Kenner County case.
All right, Ms. Wall,
I should have had it taken down.
you were here earlier, and I looked at your paperwork.
Your we filed a restraining order against them.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and, you know, you,
At the ex parte.
in paragraph 3, you did not list the date of marriage. You left that blank. And paragraph 4, you did not check or fill in. That's the date of separation, and that has to be,
He asked me what needed to be fixed, and I told him those things. That's why I thought
right, well, it's up to you to fix them. You're the plaintiff. You filed the petition, or at least you signed it. So it's up to you to file an amended complaint to fix those errors. You gotta list the date of the marriage. You gotta list the date of separation. You gotta check that blank.
Everybody loves Bill. What can I say?
And I don't know why people fill out forms and leave blanks, but they leave blanks. And you know, we prepare these forms and put them online, hoping that people can figure out how to do them. And they're pretty simple, but doesn't work. And you know, I don't even understand why somebody would sign this form. It says, I blank am a resident of blank county, blank state. The plaintiff is a resident of blank county. Why would you sign such a document as that with everything blank?
I love reading documents with blanks in them, Judge. I love reading them twice, maybe 3 times someday.
It just defies all logic. Anyway, you're going to have to file an amended complaint, and then he's going to have to acknowledge that amended complaint all over again, and then it's going to have to be filed properly with the court, and then if you get it right, then I can look at it 30 days after that is filed and acknowledged and all of that stuff.
Okay, thank you.
You want to make a note in the jacket, I'll let you do that. But until all that takes place, and it's not a matter of filing another action, it's not a matter of filing another complaint, you don't have to pay cost again. You just have to file an amendment to this complaint, but then he's got to acknowledge the amendment just like he would if it's a new complaint. But it's filed in this same action, so you don't have to pay cost again and all that. I know that's a lot of maybe complicated because you're not a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, this happens a couple times. That was me trying to see if... Never mind, it's over.
All right, now who is this?
Nicholas Gibson, Your Honor.
All right, he's got 3 matters on the calendar here, a probation revocation, 3 probation revocations.
Yes, Your Honor, and it's actually an admit and agree with an explanation, because you're going to want one.
Ah, okay. Why y'all want to make my life so difficult today?
Well, I'm blaming Mr. Gross, actually, and he's not here to defend himself.
Well, he's learning how to be a florist at
He'd probably rather be
the
here.
Biltmore. He's studying the flora at Biltmore and learning how to
Taking carriage rides.
be a florist. And he's going to transition, I think, into some other profession, maybe. I don't know. But at least that's my accusation.
Mr. Gibson, if you'll recall, Your Honor, received a very lenient sentence to begin with on his most recent case, which was the sale of methamphetamine. He was sent, in addition to other conditions and whatnot, was sent to the Damascus house, which is where kind of the drama starts, as the Damascus house has been on our no list for quite some time at this point. But he left, and the main issue is he did not report and went MIA after he left the rehabilitation facility. And as far as I'm aware, the Damascus hasn't contacted us to let us know that he's not
Well,
there.
they talked to him, I think. They said he'd left
Well, right.
back in August of 2023. The Damascus house reported to the probation officer that the defendant had left the program. About 3 weeks prior to that, and then he got gone in August of 2023, and apparently the tolling time began in February of 24, and he apparently was not reporting.
Well, in the interim, according to Mr. Gross, Mr. Gibson has gotten a job with FEMA and seems to be doing better. He has, and he does live here. The state, it's an agree, or it's an admit and agree, and the state's recommendation or the joint recommendation would be that he get credit for time served and revoked subject to the ASAM 1 program, in addition to adding special conditions that he remain employed and that he is also drug tested, an additional screen every week, and that all conditions are to be made special. I also have permission to say that Kendall wore out, the knees of a pair of pants begging for this offer, and that this would be the last opportunity whatsoever for Mr. Gibson to do what he is supposed to do, or the state would be recommending prison.
Between August of 2023, when he left the Damascus house, when was he arrested? You got the file over there, Mr. Hartley?
Custody, 54 days, Judge.
Under what circumstances? Was he not reporting? In February of 24, the time was told because he wasn't reporting.
Yes, I'm handling this case for Miss Susie Turner.
Got a lot of backups in place today.
Judge, Mr. Gibson had a probation park on the day that I pulled over the vehicle that he was in. So he was there for whatever the traffic stop. That's why he was there.
Okay.
To the probation park.
Was he drug tested at the time?
Not that I know of.
So I'm assuming he didn't report from August of 2023 until he was arrested. Am I correct in that, Mr. Hartley? Okay, take your
You're always
time.
correct, Judge, always.
He was arrested on 10/21/24, Judge, and that thing will be the first time he got contact. Totally.
Judge, you never play victim or are bullied by women. You're always correct.
10/21/24.
No, John.
Yes.
I can't do OJ during the weekends. I have to work doubles. Just the way the cookie crumbles.
He has, that's, the arrest charges on that day show simple battery, local of drugs, and cruelty to children also.
Sounds like something that needs to be looked into.
It's in state court, Your Honor. They're all misdemeanors.
But Mr. Gross can't hear it in state court because he's a state court judge.
I'm just,
I understand.
I mean, that's where it is.
Well,
I was just,
okay.
It says on the petition
Hey,
that it's a
listen,
felony.
hey, I know it's misdemeanors.
Look at him.
I know it's not in this court, but the probation revocation is in this court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Here I am with somebody who left treatment, and he was supposed to be in treatment over a year ago.
Yes, Your Honor.
He knew he was on probation. He didn't report for over a year. No reporting at all. I got no drug tests, I got nothing for over a year. And now I'm being asked to reward him by just releasing him back, without even considering that there may be new criminal violations as compared to just being arrested in a drug stop.
So he left and didn't get arrested until October. Okay, so I was merely making a point that on the petition it says that the cruelty to children in the second degree is a felony. It's not. They're all misdemeanors. It occurred in March of 2024, and he wasn't arrested for it until October on the traffic stop, which is just bringing it back full circle for all the details.
There's the court, there's that. Because I didn't read that part.
I just don't see how you can do this. I just don't see how you can just say, okay, all that's fine, we're just gonna let you back out. You violated your probation by not reporting, you violated your probation by leaving the Damascus house, you violated your probation by committing the new offense of simple battery, family violence, willful obstruction, and felony cruelty to children, and we're just gonna let you back out.
It's not a felony cruelty to children, Your Honor.
Ma'am?
It's not a felony cruelty to
Well,
children.
it says so on it says so on the petition to which he has admitted.
Your Honor, that's the incident report that I was referring to that's in state court. That's why I said all of those are actually in state court, because that was never a felony. It's a mistake on the petition that it is a felony, it is a misdemeanor.
And he's had, at least on the 07 case, he's had 1, 2, 3 revocations.
Good, Mr. Gross is certainly earning his money.
Sir?
Mr. Gross is certainly earning his money.
Yeah, he's trying to. I don't know that he's earned it yet, because One version of it is he was kicked out of the program. Another version was he just left the program.
My client is reporting, Your Honor, that he was kicked out of the program and that he did reach out to Ms. Turner as soon as he was kicked out of the program.
Well, that ain't what they say. Sounds like we need to have a hearing on that, because if he reached out to her and told her where he was and what he was doing, according to this report, he hadn't reported since then, and they put him, they put a tolling order in place in February of 2024, and they don't do that if he's making reports to the probation officer. I'm sorry, I can't. This is a bridge. This is just simply a bridge too far.
We can certainly table it, and in the event Mr. Gross and I can come up with a resolution that Your Honor will be amenable to, we can do a waiver before the next court date if we can find
Yeah,
something to meet.
we can do an order. I mean, I don't want to do a waiver. We can do an order if y'all can come to something that I can accept. But you see, if he's been out working since August of 2023, and the probation officer just didn't bother to bring it to me, and he'd been drug tested all that time, and he was clean and sober all that time, that would be a different issue. But I got nothing to go on. I have nothing, no record at all during that time, because he wasn't reporting to his probation officer.
Understood. I'll get with Mr. Gross, Your Honor. I realized that Ms. Delgado was just filling in and really doesn't know anything about this case because Mr. Gross is harassing me about this particular incident.
Anything you wish to add, Ms. Delgado?
Judge, other than knowing that Mr. Gibson is a client of ours, that's all I know.
I understand. You're at a great disadvantage.
But I'll see if we can come up with some of the evidence to support our position, Judge, that Mr. Gibson did reach out to.
Yeah, give me some drug tests from August of 23 until now. Sure that he's been clean and sober and working and doing what he's supposed to be doing.
So we're tabling this and we'll hold it in abeyance.
Yep.
Nan, don't you worry about it. I knew exactly what you said. And then I waved. Don't retape it. Don't worry about it. Okay. That guy is not getting what he wants, guys. Judge is not going to allow it. And he shouldn't. We're still with Judge Reeves. Don't worry.
All right. You still have any business for today?
Oh, yes, Judge. Actually, if we could, we can go ahead and do Ms. Salter and get Mr. Johnson out of here.
Oh, he wants to stay for the day. You know he doesn't
Well,
want to leave us.
I think we've kind of gotten I think we've gotten to a bit of an impasse that only you can solve.
This one. Okay, guys. This is it. Are you ready? Oh, the judge and this guy, they don't see eye to eye exactly. And this guy is just cocky. Obnoxious. All right. Just, you're going to like this. Yeah.
All right. So what is the salt? What is it? Salter?
Yes,
That's
Your
correct, Your
Honor.
Honor.
We could go ahead and
Where's
arraign her.
where's Mr. Avery?
He's in the back with his, Mr. Haran.
Okay, Mr. Haran did show up.
He is here.
All right.
Can we go ahead and arraign her?
This is Wendy Salter.
Yes, Your Honor.
You stand, Miss Salt?
No, you're good.
Okay. That's it.
She's on for a bond today, Your Honor, for the aggravated stalking, but it's also been indicted, so we can go ahead and do her arraignment while she's
All right.
here. She also has a pending motion to revoke on her Toombs County case that has not been heard yet either.
Has there been a warrant?
No, Your Honor, because we haven't had the motion to revoke hearing yet.
Okay, motion to revoke bond, not probation.
Correct. She has an interference.
She's not on any probation.
Interstate interference with custody in Toombs County and has the aggravated stalking here involving the same set of victims.
You got the file, Jenny?
I'm going to her.
Okay.
Guys, I got to play that again. Just put on your Forrest Gump hat for a second, okay?
Set of victims.
You got the file, Jenny?
I'm going to grab.
Okay. This the foreign country case?
Yes, this is the Puerto Rico case.
Yeah,
It's not a foreign country. Puerto Rico is the part of the United States.
well, it's not a, I agree.
Boston is further than-
It's not a state, as far as I know,
There's that Boston is further away than Puerto Rico is.
but it's not a, last I checked, Puerto Rico is not a state.
It's a territory of the United States.
Right,
You don't have to have a passport to go there.
I got you. Apparently not.
It took more for me to get to Martha's Vineyard this past summer than it would have taken her to get to Puerto Rico.
No, that was your problem. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with Martha Vineyard. I don't think that's the issue, however.
No, it's not, of course. And Your Honor, of course, you know I wasn't making light of any of these issues.
Yeah, I get it. She's going to get the paperwork so we can do the arraignment, but in the meantime, I guess I can hear whatever arguments y'all have on the issue of bond. But there's a pending motion to revoke bond in Toombs County.
Yes, Your Honor, it was on the calendar a few weeks ago. Mr. Johnson had a leave of absence filed, so it wasn't heard.
You gotta come back order. Well, whatever, no, I guess it'd be for the regular, for the,
Need a 3-day for
Yeah.
calendar call, April 21st, and here, I've got one.
apparently I heard the issue of bond in November.
At the preliminary hearing, Your Honor,
And
found it over.
bound it over and denied bond.
Yes, Your Honor. You heard evidence about her coming to the house and jumping on the trampoline and playing with the dog and trying to get in the house?
Yep.
Allegedly.
Yep.
Jump on the trampoline with the dog. Some dogs love it. Some dogs, like mine, hates it. A lot.
Doesn't matter. I just-
Here's the indictment. Y'all will announce what is your announcement with regard to arraignment.
Your Honor, we intend to enter a plea of not guilty and demand a jury trial on this issue. And we ask that this court would set this down at the earliest possible opportunity for a jury trial. We've examined the court's calendar and understand that you have a jury summoned for February, and we'd ask that it be put as number one priority.
Nothing would delight me more than to try it in February. Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's true.
Is some
Your
reason why
Honor,
we
but
cannot?
Heather, you're about to get a gold star.
You already have about 3 or 4 trials that are slated for trial already. He can be on the backup list, or depending, I don't know who all is in the jail. I can't remember at this moment who is on the trial calendar.
How many times?
Well, yes,
have
I
heard,
realize,
well, you
Judge.
got these other cases to try. We can't put this one on the trial calendar because you got 3 or 4 other
Oh,
cases to
this one was
try. And
just
then
indicted,
we have
Your
no
Honor.
cases to try.
This case was just indicted.
I understand.
This case occurred in October of this year.
You want me just to fill in, Mr. Johnson?
I'm sorry,
You
sir.
left the plea blank. You want me just to fill in guilty?
Not guilty.
Oh, well, I figured you might write that in.
Constitution presumes she's not guilty.
Well, it does, but you need to write it on the paper. You just handed it to me blank.
Salt if you sign here.
I think they signed it, but they just signed it with it blank. But show it to them
I
now
was
that you
just-
filled it in, yes.
Showing Mr. Johnson that I in fact put not guilty.
Thank you.
I know, but you know how that works.
And so, Your Honor, just as to the calendar issue in February, my understanding is there's not a case that has a priority in terms of a speedy in this court in the February docket. And so we'll continue to work with the state to see if we can get this case in a shape to have some resolution of it.
Right, and it'll be put down, and of course, if there are other cases that are down for trial that are
I personally feel there are not enough blanks. We need blankety blank blank more blanks. A lot more blanks.
older cases, and some of them are also in jail, so they would have some degree of priority over this case because of being older, and especially if some of them are in jail. But I will certainly insist that it get on the trial calendar. They have the witnesses ready, because so often the other 4 cases all settle out and plead out. Can't try because we can't get the witnesses, blah, yada, 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 and then we end up with no cases for trial, as we did for the Toombs County term this last.
Yes, sir. Well,
Month.
I'm looking forward to a jury of the citizens of Candler County examining the accusation they've made against Ms. Salter.
So am I.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor, this is my motion. You want me to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we've entered this motion for a bond for Ms. Salter in this matter. We understand procedurally that there's another pending case in Toombs County. Your Honor, you were the civil judge that handled the divorce matter between Ms. Salter and her husband, and this matter arises out of that domestic matter. It really does. It's part and parcel of that. At that time, Ms. Salter was represented by other counsel in that matter, and the court determined a custody arrangement in that matter. Your Honor.
And the allegation is that she ignored that custody arrangement, violated the order of the court, and took the child out of the continental United States to one of our territories in violation of that court order.
Your Honor.
That's the allegation.
That's the allegation.
It's my understanding she was found in Puerto Rico with the child.
Yes, sir. And
after some significant search.
Yes, sir. That allegation is on its face salacious. It's appalling, and it's a disrespect to this court's order. But that allegation does not align with the facts. It just simply doesn't. That week, Ms. Salter was exercising the visitation that you ordered, and in doing so, attempted to visit a couple of places with her daughter, including Disney World, and took a trip to Puerto Rico and notified her mother and other family members as to her whereabouts. Unbeknownst to her, her mother and other family members
Unbeknownst to her. This lawyer
used that as an opportunity to, in my opinion, distort the facts. She indeed was intending on coming back. She was indeed intending on observing this court's directive in terms of custody and visitation, and she was indeed intending on pursuing her rights in terms of the divorce that was that all of this stems from. Your Honor, at the time of this incident, you had given her a bond on this matter, and she was in fact visiting property that you had divided between the two parties. She was visiting that property so that she could make arrangements as it relates to the trees that were down as a result of the recent hurricane.
They get Telemundo. That's good.
Get them removed, get them cleaned up, and to do some other cutting on the property. And that was her reason there. Your Honor, the state cannot allege, and they do not allege, that she did anything violent there at all, except for take the dog, the family dog that had come to the property line, back to the family property, to attempt to put it back into a enclosed area that it got out of multiple times, and she attempted to put it back into the home that she...
Okay, this gets a little confusing. So what happened was, I think during the divorce, the property was divided, okay? So one big piece of property was divided. So their property lines touch. And the dog, the family dog, went onto her property line, okay? So if that makes sense. She is on her property. They are on their property. The dog went onto her property because it touches their property. Now you can listen.
We stopped at the trampoline, and but otherwise did nothing violent, nothing suggests violence at all while she was there. The house is very close to the property line. The property line is, of course, the property that you gave to her as a matter of the divorce. So, Your Honor, I just want to just be clear about the facts as we know them, and of course, that's why we're going to trial, because those facts are in dispute.
All right.
Well, Your Honor, the road to hell is usually paved with good intentions. The court had a bond order as well in the criminal case that she signed stating that she could not be anywhere near this property and could not contact directly or indirectly or be within this home, the school, the property, all of the things. She did not trip and fall over the property line and attempt to get into her ex-husband's home. I'm just thankful that there was no one there, that the children weren't there. I can imagine that that would probably have been very traumatic for them. At the instance of this, her mother in the Toombs County case actually called to report her missing and was very concerned regarding her mental state. Obviously, she didn't check in with those individuals or they would have known where she was and wouldn't have called to report her missing. I am very concerned about her mental health. That's where we are. I don't necessarily believe that Ms. Salter needs to go to prison. I do believe that she needs mental health help, inpatient, not outpatient, which is, I believe, where Mr. Johnson and I are reaching an impasse, because she has violated the divorce decree, but she's also violated the bond order for the criminal case in Toombs County. So she has already shown this court that she cannot abide by and will not abide by court order. So allowing her out on bond.
We are your faithful minions, and we love you, Snoopy.
On an outpatient basis, when she's already shown the court that she can't actually follow the rules, is problematic. I'm concerned about her mental health, and I'm concerned about these children and her ex-husband. Which is why the state filed the motion to revoke bond in Toombs County as well.
Your motion, I'll give you the last word.
Your Honor, if we could have, I have a witness as well that I'd like to call.
Sure.
But Your Honor, just in response.
Usually we do the witnesses before we do the argument, but we'll have a witness, yeah. Come on down.
I appreciate it. Let me give the court this, and then we'll take the witness, and I think we'll make short of this, Your Honor. Obviously, we've not dealt with the motion to revoke bond, and so we're assuming it's not actually been determined whether she violated that bond or not. As a matter of fact, that bond.
Well, you just said a minute ago that she was on that property. You said she had a reason for going, but you say she was on that property.
So
if she was on that property and the bond said she could not be on that property and the court had not amended the bond to allow her on that property.
I don't think I'm lower when I talk. I think I'm very loud. I can hear what I'm saying.
How can you possibly contend that she didn't violate the terms and conditions of the bond?
Simple.
Unless you misspoke earlier.
No, I didn't misspeak at all, Your Honor. And I know this court is very particular about the language it puts in the bonds. And this court expects people to observe its orders. But nowhere in that bond does it state anything about property. It states about contact with persons. And I think that's a issue of clarity that I have certainly gone over with Ms. Salter, and she appreciates and understands. You also, in another order, ordered a division of property, giving her property and giving him property. And she was attempting to go and visit and do the responsible thing relating to the property you ordered her to have in another order that you issued on her about the same time. And so, Your Honor, Ms. Salter is not a lawyer. Ms. Salter was laboring under very difficult circumstances, and I think because of the presumption of innocence that the Constitution of the United States and the Georgia Constitution gives to her, as well as other things I know she was laboring under that I'll get to in just a moment, Your Honor, I want to urge the court to remember Nowhere in the state's allegations are they saying that she went over there with someone with any violent attempt that she.
I am 82% sure this is Toombs County. Toombs County.
Cursed and screamed, jumped up and down, bust out any window, did anything at all. She simply that if called, she will testify that the dog, the family pet, came to her, which is not unusual. Known to her, she lived there many years, and she brought the pet back to try to put it in the closed encounter, and it kept getting out. She took it to the house where she attempted to open the door that they would normally leave unlocked to put the dog in the house. And that's it. That's it, Your Honor. There's no big to-do about this. That's all.
He doesn't need to be here. They're saying that she violated her no contact order because she tried to get in his house. And then she took the child to Puerto Rico. So he's not needed for that. This is criminal.
And so I think the lack of clarity as it relates to that, whether that meant she couldn't visit that property, could be clarified. Your Honor, we've even offered to ban her from that area, from that county, and all other counties other than one she lives in. And there's nothing clearer than that, if the court granted her a bond in this case. And so I think there are least restrictive measures to make sure she observes all of the court's orders, and the court could do that. And I think the law instructs us that she will have a day in court where we'll be determined whether she's guilty or innocent. Her pretrial detention is not about punishing her. Her pretrial detention is about ensuring that she will come back to this court. She doesn't have a passport. She will agree to other restrictions, including electronic monitoring, house arrest. Ms. Salter sits here as an educated woman with a master's degree, having served the public as a teacher and counselor in multiple schools in our area. She has no criminal history outside of the issues related to this matter that all stem from her divorce. And that should be something that should be considered as well. That you don't wait till you get to be Ms. Salter's age, 45, to become a career criminal. You just don't. You don't go to work every day and work for the school district and counsel students and do everything like that consistently for years upon years if you don't have respect for order in society. She does. But she was in a very difficult divorce. We've had her evaluated. And Your Honor, I'm going to share the results of that with the estate.
That would be helpful.
Yes, sir. And that evaluation shows that she is dealing with anxiety and depression, and she does need some treatment. And we want to get her into that treatment. This court knows that the status of treatment in this state is deplorable, especially when it doesn't involve substance abuse. She doesn't have an alcohol or a drug dependency issue. So straight up mental health treatment is very difficult to find because
they do have extradition, which makes it easier, but still damn hard and expensive to get a child back that they took to Puerto Rico.
For lack of a better word, the money is in drug and alcohol dependency.
Well, if she's got insurance with her employer, she certainly should be able to get, I would think, inpatient treatment. But let me hold on. Have you got a copy of the bond in Toombs County? And I'll hear from the witness, and then I'll hear, I guess, closing arguments. I can probably hook up my computer and I can look it up on the internet, I guess.
Hold on, Kelly, hold on. There's 3 sheets. It's actually the pretrial conditions that say
Is that right? Okay.
must stay absolutely directly, indirectly away from the home, business, place of worship, daycare.
This was at the same.
Next page.
That wasn't, I didn't see that.
Hold on. I'm getting there. Just wait. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Judge is looking things up on the internet.
Your Honor, I want to give you three things. One is this bond in this matter, and then there's an initial magistrate's hearing and determination test. When I spoke to you earlier, I had knowledge of the bond that you issued and spoke to your bond, but I didn't speak to the issues that related to the magistrate bond that was set.
I'm not sure what Mr. Johnson's talking about, because you didn't issue the bond in the Toombs County case. You issued the order that prohibited her from having contact with him civilly because of the divorce and things like that. That is the criminal bond.
You still have toes? Gross. Get rid of them.
That was signed by Judge, I believe Judge McMillan, but it might have been Deputy Judge Sanders, with the conditions of
Judge McMillan signed it.
Yes. And Your Honor, I'm referring to the divorce issues.
From Puerto Rico?
Well-
Yes. Yes.
You stated unequivocally that the bond did not in any way say that she could not go on the property. But it does. I am peculiar about enforcing the orders of the court.
Hey, Kelly. I hope everything's going great today. I've been thinking about you. Your son.
I'm also peculiar about misrepresentations to the court. Call your witness.
The charge right now, I think, is violation of her probation.
Your Honor, we'd call Nora Powell.
Nora Powell.
Yes.
Your Honor, if we could keep the issues to the issues of bond and maybe not the factual basis of, we've already had the preliminary hearing.
I understand.
Understand. Your Honor, can I have that?
Sure. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in the case now and here be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Mr. Avery, Mr. Horan, is he here? He showed up? What's your report?
Good, Your Honor.
Okay, is that all you need?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, can you give me just one moment, please?
Sure.
Because I can't reach him.
You too. You too.
Come on,
That was so disappointing
Yes.
if you didn't.
This is the last notice you will get. You can put it on
in your cell phone, give it to your mama, give it to your girlfriend or your daddy, to your employer, to anybody and everybody necessary to get you here.
So the next time you get it, it's going to be.
I do
They'll
too.
come find you.
That's why I didn't cut this part out. Because I love listening to him. I love watching him.
And they'll lock you up. And they'll hold you.
All drug dependency.
And he has long dockets. 8-hour, 9-hour dockets. And I watched the whole thing. So this was before Christmas. I don't know. I think I showed you some of this docket before. And now I'm showing you this part. But he's just so great.
Yep. And you might not get out again for a while. So, it's up to you to get here. Okay, all right. Thank you, sir.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for your
yeah,
patience.
you're
Yes, sir.
right. For the record, this is Judge Reeves. Judge Reeves from Georgia.
Ms. Powell, will you state, there's a gentlelady taking down everything that you say. Will you state your name for the record?
My name is Norlee Powell.
Okay, and how do you know the defendant?
She's my daughter, my older daughter.
And you've heard of the accusations that the district attorney has alleged?
I did.
Okay, particularly that here in Chandler County and in Toombs County, Ms. Salter did certain things that offended the court's order. You heard that?
I did.
Okay, and one of those things was that she interfered with custody over in Toombs County and over here engaged in stalking. Okay?
That's right.
And you have information related to those offenses, is that correct?
Yes,
And I'll ask you some questions,
Okay.
just so that we can narrow the issues down. At some point, the district attorney alleged that you had reported that Ms. Salter had left, was missing. Can you explain to the court why you would have made such a statement?
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
Just object at this point. We are not here for the interference of custody.
He is not, in fact, on YouTube. No. The only place you can see Judge Reeves is here.
We are not here for a preliminary hearing on either of these cases. We are only here to discuss bond, where she will be living, what's going to be happening, what services that she needs. We are not here to try either one of these cases today.
This was an allegation she brought up, and I thought she brought it up to demonstrate to the court that Ms. Salter is not reliable in terms of coming back to court because her own mother had reported her missing. Meaning she left the area, didn't tell anybody, and that might be an issue relating to her coming back to court if the court granted her a bond.
Could I please answer that? It weighs heavy on my heart.
Hold on. You have to listen to the court.
You know,
Why did we give up on Judge Feser? We didn't give up on Judge Feser. I have him coming next.
you might want to be careful because you don't have a lawyer here today. And if you made a false report to law enforcement, that could be a problem.
I'm not going to do that.
And I don't know what you told them. I know what they say you told them. And I'm not, but I am concerned about her not coming back to court because of the taking the child to Puerto Rico.
Same. Remember, John, I had Judge Feser way before he was on YouTube.
More concerned about the tendency to commit future acts. If people who violate one court order are, it gives me very little confidence that they're not going to violate another court order. That's been my experience over the years, which are considerable at this point. I'll let you go ahead for a little while. We'll see where far it goes.
This was Easter weekend. I talked with Wendy several times on that day before Easter, and she said, Mama, I still haven't made up my mind if I'm going, if I'm coming to your house, which we were going to her younger sister's for Easter. And I said, she said, I'm thinking about taking Stella to Disney World. And I said, well, whatever you decide, you know, that's fine. So we talked on and off several times that day. But anyhow, they went to Disney World, and then afterwards, I guess they went on to Puerto Rico. But her daughter, my younger daughter, her sister, and her ex-husband, he was supposed to get visitation the next night. Wendy teaches Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Coastal Plains in Vidalia. And I would babysit those nights up until Jeremy got off work, or, you know, after he picks.
Jeremy being her ex-husband.
Ex-husband.
Okay.
And so anyhow, my younger daughter said, Kristen, she said, Mama, Jeremy just won't quit calling. She said he's going to file a missing person report.
All right, guys, be careful, because when her nose grows here, it might poke you right in the eye. So just lean back a little bit.
She said, why don't you do that? I would rather you do it than him. Because she said, you know how he is, or something to that effect. So when I went to Lyons Police Department, I said, I've got their names written down. There was 2 sergeants that I talked with, and I told them I was not worried, that I didn't think Wendy was missing, that she had told me she was taking Stella on vacation. And I said I told him the reason why I was doing it, because to keep her ex-husband from filing a missing report in Metter. So I did this over in Lyons where Wendy was living at the time.
That would be a lie.
So I told them, why don't you I said, I'm not worried that Wendy's missing. I said, you know, she told me she was going to take Stella on vacation. I said, why don't y'all put an APB out on the car? I gave them the tag number, and just tell Wendy to call her ex-husband and to call her sister and let them know that she's fine.
What assurances, if any, did they give to you?
Yes, she actually called the police and put out a missing reports on her daughter, even though she apparently knew where her daughter was, because her daughter told her lies, so that her husband or her ex-husband wouldn't be able to do it. She did it so that her ex-husband wouldn't be able to do it, because that would be bad for her.
They being the Alliance Police Department.
They said fine, that they would do that. So several days rocked on, and Jeremy was back and forth to my house, at my house, and he come up on a four-wheeler one night. We live, not that far apart. All this land is from my forefathers, the land that Jeremy was awarded as well. But he was there like a couple of nights after the missing report. He came up to me. Well, he walked away while I was on the phone. And I said, well, who was that, Jeremy? You didn't want me to hear what you were saying? He said, no. When I get nervous, I walk. And he said, but they're saying nobody's going to touch Wendy unless there's a charge put on her. I said, well, no. You're not saying you're going to have Wendy arrested, are you? And he said, of course not. I wouldn't do that. But that's how the charge came about on Wendy. And this just all spiraled out of control. I mean, it went from a vacation to missing person to a charge to Wendy arrested, couldn't get Wendy home from Puerto Rico. The lawyer that was supposedly representing her told Wendy she would have to be there for a while. There was nothing he could do. Well, I worked for a judge and a lawyer one time, so I started working on getting her extradition hearings and other things, and I got Wendy on home. And in fact, Tom Peterson, her lawyer, asked, he said, how did you get home so quickly? So, I mean, I know I've probably said more than I should have, but I promise to God this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
I understand that. That's all we have is the truth.
Lied.
So the truth of the matter is that you were not in any fear that Wendy wasn't going home. That you knew where she was.
I told them that. I told Jeremy that. I told Kristen that.
And law enforcement indeed ensured you that she had violated no law. It's not against the law.
And they said they were going to drop that charge when they picked her up when she came home. And not Captain Walker, Chief Walker, I talked with him almost on a daily basis, and he assured me that he said, as far as I know, he said the DA is going to drop that charge. And I was told that all along, which I never did ask for that charge. I was against it from get-go, as I've said.
That's somebody else's business and somebody else's prerogative in terms of the charge. But Ms. Salter, let me ask you this question. If the court, a series of questions, if the court was to grant Ms. Salter a bond, and I called you Salter, I was apologizing, Ms. Cotter. Court was to grant Ms. Salter a bond, and that bond required her to deal with her anxiety and depression, it's been diagnosed. Would you assist her in getting to a facility?
I most definitely would, yes. Any help that she needs.
With any help that she needs, I appreciate that. And if the court ordered her to have an electronic monitor, would you insist that she abide by the parameters of that electronic monitor?
Yes.
And any restrictions as to her movement?
Yes, she would go along with that. She just wants to get home.
And if the court ordered her to stay at home unless she was going to visit her lawyer, or come to court business, or to attend doctor's appointments, or go to her place of worship, which I understand is right here at First Baptist.
That's right.
Right behind this courthouse.
That's exactly
right. Insist that she abides by that.
Yes, I wouldn't have to insist. She would on her own.
And if the court was to put other stipulations in place, for example, that she could not go to Toombs County.
That would be fun.
You would make sure that she observed that.
Yes, I would.
More importantly, in terms of making sure she observed, because she's a grown woman. If she violated that in any way, if you stood her bond, would you report that to this court or to law enforcement?
Yes, I guess I would have to, but Wendy and I have talked extensively on the phone. And she said she wants to come live with me. And yes, we want to get all this straightened out. Like I said, it's unreal. I wake up sometimes and I'm going, not my Wendy. I mean, what happened? It all happened so fast.
To the best of your knowledge, she doesn't have a criminal history?
Yeah, let's mute this stupid mom for a second who's crying even though she put everything out on her daughter. Anyway, I'll find the link real quick unless you're getting the link, Kelly. Hold on. Let me find the link. I didn't get to see it. I didn't even know. So thank you so much for telling me. Was it? No, that's 6 months ago. Three months ago. 14 hours ago. Karen in contempt. 27 minutes. This looks good. This looks good. Let me get the link. Oh no, I just took some of her opening music by accident. Vicky, I'm so sorry. Alright. There it is, guys. It's 20-some minutes long. I can't wait. I'm going to watch it. I can't wait. I love Vicky. Okay. Back to the mom lying and crying on the stand.
No, she was the best child in the world. She was put in the gifted class when she was like third grade. Never drank nor smoked, never gave me any problems. Started she was doing what you call it when you do high school and college. They just started doing that. And she was extremely smart, couldn't get enough school, just kept going to college. And then she taught, and she was counselor. And I mean, she's working on her doctorate now. And so that's where we're at now. But, you know, her birthday's in 4 days. And then Christmas is a week after her birthday. And I just want her home so badly. Whatever it takes, Your Honor.
Well, I understand.
I believe you.
Ms. Powell, this is a mess over in Toombs and here in Cameron County as well. It will take something to get it all resolved and sorted out. In the meantime, if the court was to grant her bond, I know you said you would cooperate with that and even turn her in. She didn't obey that order in some certain way. Are you telling this court that you'd be willing to put a property that you have to stand her bond, even if it was a considerable amount of bond the court required?
Yes, I would. And then I've got a brother on standby I've got a brother and sister that are wealthy, you might as well say, and they said if they could help, if they needed to sign a bond with me, and I said, I'm sure my property should cover it. But they're all expecting her to come home today. And I told them today was going to be the day. I really felt like it in my heart.
Well, in terms of the dynamic between the ex-husband, the father of the children, the Salter children, do you still have meaningful contact?
I'd see the children all along. Yes, I saw them at the Metter Parade the other day. The younger one, Stella, and then the older one, Tessa, was at cheerleading camp, but she comes by the house and she puts her polycart up. Well, it's actually on our property right there. And I talk to her, you know, when she brings the polycart by, and she'll sit out there and on her four-wheeler. Yes, I have contact with the children. And I've even had contact with Jeremy. So I could get along with him if need be, whatever, you know.
Let me ask you, is there anything else you want to tell this court? It's your opportunity to speak for your family as relates to Ms. Salter.
I just love my daughter dearly. She lost her father when she was just a few months old, and she and I, we've always been like glue. We've always been real close. We won a mother-daughter look-alike contest when she was going to Georgia Southern. She's my heart. And this is breaking mine to talk about depression. This is about killed this old woman.
The state may have some questions. Judge Reeves may have some questions for you.
Hi, Ms. Powell.
Hello.
Very sorry that you've kind of been put in the middle of this at this point.
Well, she's my daughter, of course, I'll be in the middle.
I understand that. I understand that. Now, you said that you called going to the Lyons Police Department, and that would have been on April the 2nd of 2024. And do you remember telling the officers that you hadn't spoken to your daughter since that Saturday, which would have been March the 30th? So at the time you went to the Lyons Police Department, you would agree with me that you hadn't spoken to your daughter in 4 days?
Well, let's see, that would probably be right, yeah. But they were on vacation, yes.
And you were concerned because when you had that conversation about coming over for Easter, your daughter had said that she had something in the works. Do you remember telling law enforcement that?
Yeah, and that Disney World, she was thinking about that. They had been to Six Flags like a few weeks prior, and then I think before that, they had been to Alabama, something to do with rodeos and horses and beauty pageants. Wendy did all that with the children.
But you were concerned when you went to Lyons because you hadn't talked to her in 4 days.
No, I told those sergeants, I talked to two separate ones at different times, but I told them I was not worried. The reason why I was doing the missing person report is to keep Jeremy from doing it, her ex-husband.
Would it surprise you that there is nothing regarding that statement you just made in the incident report?
No, it wouldn't surprise me, but it's the truth.
Okay. And do you recall telling the law enforcement officer that they had recently divorced, but that they had an amicable relationship and that your daughter actually seemed happy since the divorce? Do you recall telling them that?
No, I don't remember telling them that.
Okay.
But Wendy has never shown Jeremy any animosity. She's never said a harm word against him. Now, I have. But Wendy will not and has not. And other people in the family has noticed that, you know. Wendy harbors no ill will. She's a good Christian woman. She, at the church that Mr. Johnson was telling about, she is a Sunday school teacher there as well.
Okay.
So this is what has kept Wendy hanging on, is her faith. She would tell me, Mama, keep the faith, when we would be talking sometimes, because...
Do you recall actually giving the Lyons Police Department officers pictures of your daughter and the granddaughter and giving them a description of the vehicle that she would be driving?
I do remember giving them, I even gave them the tag number because it's an unusual tag number. I even asked Wendy not too long ago, I said, that tag, did you special order it? And she said, no, it just, 3 sevens at the end of it.
Yeah, Fozzie took all the Fozzies. Fozzie 1, Fozzie 2, Fozzie 3. You can't change your name to Fozzie. I tried.
Gotcha. Now, regarding her mental health, were you aware of the incident here in Candler County where officers responded to her digging in a yard with her bare hands?
Yeah, Wendy and I have talked about that.
Okay, so you are aware of the mental health concern at that point.
Well, as I was telling Mr. Johnson.
Are you asking her mother if she's aware that her daughter has mental health issues? Is that what you're asking? You and me both, Victoria, you and me both.
That's a real long story that goes back years ago, but Jeremy led her to believe, and we talked about it before all this ever happened, before she was ever arrested. And I told her, I said, something like this, especially when she called law enforcement out there, I said, I wish you'd have called me. I said, this could come back to bite you. Never dreaming, never in a million years that something like I'd be sitting here in the courtroom and she's in an orange jumpsuit.
Don't you say hello to that imposter. Shame him. Shame, shame, shame. I know how to spell vibes. Sometimes. Apparently, maybe not all the time, but sometimes. So I know that's wrong, I think. I spell vibes.
Shackled.
But you would agree that it was a very odd situation when law enforcement showed up and she was digging a hole with her bare hands looking for a dead body.
I don't think she was digging when they got there.
But she had been digging.
Oh, I even went over there and dug some with her, so. If they got a video of it, then I understand Jeremy's got plenty of cameras around there, so. But there was, she didn't just come up with that on their own. That's a long, drawn-out story that goes back years ago, and it would take hours to tell you that, because I'm not one that can explain something.
No, it won't take hours. Look, I'm going to sum it up for y'all. The apple don't fall too far from that tray.
So,
in a few words, as y'all seen.
okay. So you're maintaining that this report from the Lyons Police Department, after you hadn't spoken to your daughter in 4 days and her phone was going straight to voicemail, this is just now a big misunderstanding?
Well, if I'd been asked back then, I'd say it was a misunderstanding from the get-go.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Did you hear what she said? She said from the get-go, not from the get-go. So they can say the word get when they choose.
You may step down. Anything else?
You can step down.
Any other witnesses?
No other witnesses. You can.
I guess we'll have argument again. No more argument? That's fine with me.
We'll close. We'll let her.
Anything else?
Just briefly, Your Honor, I don't believe for one moment that there isn't anything that this mother wouldn't do for her daughter.
No doubt about that.
I have the exact same concerns and the exact same argument I had at the beginning, Your Honor, so I'll just stand on that.
Mr. Johnson?
Your Honor, I think there are a couple of things this mother wouldn't do. This mother said that she would not countenance Ms. Salter violating the court's order, that she would not ignore if she did, that she would report that to law enforcement and to this court. I don't think there's any evidence to suggest that Ms. Powell would lie for her daughter or do anything to harm the children or put them in harm's way. Matter of fact, there's everything that suggests that she cooperated with the ex-husband and did everything that he asked her to do in terms of trying to get Ms. Salter back here. So the notion that there's nothing that this mother wouldn't do for her daughter, especially the fact that Ms. Powell comes to this court saying that she would observe those things that are just elucidated, I think is it's a bit offensive.
What did he just say? I'm positive. I'm 100% positive that's not a word, guys. But you be the judge. Let's hear that again.
The fact that Ms. Powell comes to this court saying that she would observe those things that are just elucidated, I think is
Elucidated. Okay, maybe it's a word. Never heard of it. Oh, damn it, CJ. I elucidated this word. This lawyer, he hallucinated. I would lie so hard for my daughter. I would lie so hard for her that the judge would believe that they're the ones that really did it. And I'm going to elucidate that forever. I'm going to elucidate it.
it's a bit offensive. I think law-abiding citizens want to obey the law. And I think Ms. Powell has suggested that she would do the same. Your Honor, at the end of the day, we are here on a...
Apparently elucidated has the opposite effect on me. Look, I got a dictionary. Crystal's the dictionary. Oh my gosh.
On a stalking charge.
She works. She doesn't
that
work.
really comes and stems out of a divorce matter where family property was divided, and that family property division gave Ms. Salter some of that property and gave her husband some of that property. And that's, we're gonna resolve that case, that stalking charge, any modifications to that divorce, and the issues in Toombs County on a date certain. And I think we were already looking at sometime in the spring to do that. The question before this court is, do you need to keep Ms. Salter in the Candler County Jail until then? And the answer to that is, I don't think so, Your Honor. That we've had her evaluated. We're going to continue to share those results with the state.
No, that's not been shared with the court.
So the results of the, yes. So-
Are you talking about that?
Yes, but we've had a mental evaluation. Yes.
Because that's not a mental evaluation.
No. So, Your Honor, what we have done thus far is the drug and alcohol evaluation. We've shared that with the.
I love pretzels. I love beer and pretzels. I love pretzels. I love soft pretzels better than anything. But not like Annie Ann's. Nope. I mean, I'll eat them because I love pretzels. But I like real pretzels. They're so good.
She doesn't have a dependency issue.
I understand.
We will share that with the court as well, but there's just no issue there when the state can attest to the same. We've had a mental health evaluation as well, and the report is not finalized.
Okay.
And of
There you
course,
go.
Plus, he smelled bad.
what we're stating is we will share the results of that with the state. But the state and the defense both agree that Ms. Salter would benefit from treatment
Both, but mustard.
and would benefit from being in a treatment program. We don't oppose an inpatient treatment program.
Then maybe you need to find one.
Well,
She's got wealthy relatives. Maybe that's what you need to be looking at, because quite frankly, I'm color me skeptical, but I just cannot find the testimony of Ms. Powell to be credible. You don't tell the police to put out an all-points bulletin with the tag number and description of your daughter and the family just to keep somebody else from filing one. You do that to get them to find her and arrest her. That just is not credible. It absolutely is not credible.
Your Honor.
And in her testimony, she admitted that by taking the child to wherever she took her, whether she was going to Disney World or the Baptist church playground, she knew the ex-husband was supposed to have the children
the following week.
And doing whatever she was doing was depriving him of that visitation and violating the court order.
I cannot believe this judge did not believe the mom. Judge, are you saying that Christian woman lied?
There's no question about that. Her own testimony is she violated the court order.
It was my weekend.
So now she's violated 2 court orders. And this court feels that it has some responsibility to protect these children and to some extent her from her own mental issues, whatever they are.
Bless their hearts.
Can I propose this, Your Honor?
Well, propose what?
Okay. So we've done this before in other cases, and we've worked with this court and the state to do this. The issue with mental health in this state is there are very few programs that deal with mental health as a standalone issue that is not a issue that is I guess, a co-issue of dependency, drugs and alcohol. We're attempting to locate a facility who can help address that. If the court would take this under advisement and let us come back and present a treatment plan to this court.
Yeah, that's what I was just asking you to do a few minutes ago, is y'all try to find some inpatient treatment and then I'll look at it. But
Yes,
until
sir.
then, I'm not going to be letting her out and then
Spider monkey with that pillow. Fozzie, assume the position.
be in a position of, well, if you had kept her there, you wouldn't have had this happen. The children wouldn't be in wherever they are now with their mother, because she's now taking them again. I'm not going to be put in that position without taking proper precautions ahead of time.
I appreciate that, Your Honor.
And counsel, you need to be aware that you don't help your client by making misstatements of fact to the court and then me have to go look at the paperwork to find out that it was wrong. That harms your case rather than helps your case.
I understand that.
You ought to know this court well enough to know that I'm going to check.
Yes, sir.
You should have learned that by now.
Oh, Judge Reeves,
And you told me that there was nothing in the bond that prevented her from going to that property, but there was.
in your order,
No, you said there was nothing in the bond that would prevent. I can get the record if you need me to get it.
No, sir, I don't want you to get the
If I
record.
need to
I'm
pull the
just-
transcript, I can listen to the recording. And that she was prohibited from going on that property. She did go there, and it doesn't matter why she went there, because the bond didn't say unless she needs to go put the dog in the house. And I ain't buying that story either, because the dog, if nobody else is home, the dog doesn't need to be in the house with nobody there to let it out. That doesn't ring true either. None of this has any air of truth to it whatsoever. If I thought my daughter was just going on vacation, I surely would not tell the law to go arrest her. I wouldn't give them the description of my daughter and her children and the
I might, because that would be so funny, but probably not.
tag number and say, put out an all points bulletin to find her and arrest her if I thought she was just going on vacation. So if you think I'm going to buy that argument, you're going to have to take that somewhere else. That ain't going to sell here. That dog won't hunt. So the motion is denied, but you can always bring it back if you find a place for her to go to inpatient treatment. I'll consider that depending on the place and so forth. In the meantime, are we hearing the motion to revoke bond in Toombs County next week?
It was put off in perpetuity. I was waiting, when Mr. Johnson and I had spoken on the phone, it was I'm going to get her evaluated, we can talk about it, so it was kind of just left open.
And so, Your Honor, just so you know this, most of the facilities require a pre-evaluation. And we've been attempting to get one, and the sheriff has been working with us. And of course, we had started this process back during the Thanksgiving break, and we've gotten her evaluated with this pre-evaluation now. So I think we'll be in a good place to have a placement considered. Let me ask the courts. So sometimes we've done it two ways. Sometimes I just contact the court, share it with the state, and present a plan to the court's chambers. Is that what you prefer us to do in this case?
That'll work, and then if I need a hearing, I'll have one.
Yes, sir. All right. Get your facility, okay? You're welcome.
Something else I need to know?
Wednesday, December the 4th,
Say again?
jail. The mental evaluation was done on Wednesday, December the 4th, according to the jail.
Yep. No.
24 hours, and I informed his office that we could do it at midnight on Wednesday on Thanksgiving Day, and so we're going to follow you.
There you go. Thank you, ma'am. All right. What do we got next?
Gibson?
Yes.
Not today, Gibson. Not today. All right, I have Judge Feser ready. Apparently something happened. And I know that you guys probably saw it on a bunch of other channels, but I think there's people in here who didn't see it. So I'm hoping you'll help me find it. Something happened in Judge Feiser's court yesterday. Somebody was dragged out. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I really don't know. I worked at Double yesterday. I didn't have time. So, where's my Fleischer? Is it this one? Was that Friday? That looks like a Friday suit. Oh goodness, I hope this was Friday. Okay, I'm just gonna I want to see if we can see somebody getting dragged out. I'm looking for anybody in chat to tell me anything that I need to know. Okay, hold on. Sugar. Did anybody see someone get dragged out yesterday or not yesterday? Friday. Nancy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm guessing I'm wrong. And no one got dragged out. I don't know why I thought that. So, nice outfit, lady. Let's start. Yeah. Here. Let's start here. And let's just watch him judge Feser until we get really sleepy.
I'll look at
That sounds so good. I usually just put ham in mine, my split pea soup, but pork and beef sound good too. Hi, Martha. Super duper snazzy. And he's making us wait.
Ramona, you ready?
Yes, Judge.
You ready? Yeah, okay. Andrew Aravallo.
Yes.
Mr. Aravallo, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 20th, 2024, officers responded to a residence in regard to a shooting that just occurred. The officer stated over the radio that concerned citizens pointed out a motor vehicle involved in a possible shooting. The officer followed the motor vehicle and began calling out direction of the motor vehicle. A felony stop was conducted and the defendant, 17 years old, was in possession of a handgun with a sling.
Someone saw him get in the car and go?
It just pointed out the vehicle that was involved in a possible shooting and the officer was following that vehicle.
So someone saw a shot from the car.
All it says is that a concerned citizen pointed out a vehicle that was involved in a possible shooting.
Let's do this. I'm going to appoint him a lawyer and then I'm going to have the lawyer look in and then we'll go revisit here. Ramon, do you mind appointing Mr. Mr. Aravallo a lawyer, please?
Okay, Judge.
Mr. Aravallo, take a seat for me in the jury box, please.
Sure. Arrington, page 2.
Amber Arrington, come up.
Did you see the way the judge just looked at Ramona? He misses you, Victoria. He misses you. You're in trouble.
Good morning, Miss Arrington. Ma'am, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On December 21st, 2024, officers were dispatched to a tracked motor vehicle at a tow lot in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the defendant, who stated her car was stolen that morning from her job, the prison in Huntsville, and that no way her car was repossessed because she paid her bills and that she was not exiting the motor vehicle and the complainant needed to open the gate so she could leave. The defendant stated she was not trespassing because her motor vehicle was in the tow lot She did not care about going to jail, and she was not leaving. The defendant further stated to call the DA. The defendant refused to exit the motor vehicle and the lot. The officer made contact with the complainant, the owner of the lot, who stated he had been looking for the defendant to repossess her vehicle. The complainant stated he wanted the defendant out of the tow lot. The defendant took the GPS out of the vehicle, and the vehicle was repossessed from Huntsville. The complainant further stated the defendant was past due on payments. The complainant stated he has proof of everything, including his possession request, and did not know how the defendant got into the tow lot as no one opened the gate for the defendant. The officer observed the defendant sitting in the repossessed vehicle, and the defendant stated she did not know how she got in, and the gate was observed to be locked. The defendant told another officer that a Hispanic male allowed her into the lot, but the defendant could not confirm whether male was, and the complainant stated no Hispanic male opened the lot for the defendant. The officer asked the defendant multiple times to exit the motor vehicle and the lot, to which the defendant refused.
That's
Stop.
yes, sir. That's not true.
You have the right to remain silent.
Yes, sir.
Exercise that right. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Everything that you
Bring her mom up. Let's hear what her mom has to say.
say, they're going to sit there, type it, and they're going to use it to prove guilt. You will get the opportunity to, fight the case.
Yes, sir.
Now's not the time.
Okay.
Bottom line is you need a lawyer to represent you in this case, right? Do you work?
I work as a correctional officer, sir. I actually help with INS cases and sending ICE defendants out.
How much money do you make a month? How much money do you make a month?
Probably without taxes being taken out. Probably like 4,000.
We're going to give you.
It's terrifying to me when a CO or a police officer has to go to jail. That is just terrifying to me. I just can't imagine. I mean, I really think there should be a separate facility for lawyers, judges, COs, police officers, because, oh, guys, it's so scary. Could you imagine being a CO and then going to jail with all the people that you guarded all those years?
Time to hire a lawyer. Okay, so what I'll have you do.
I'm actually off work right now. I can't work because of this case.
What
I work for the state.
What does that mean?
That means that I can't go back to work. I'm not able to go back to work because of this case.
Did you get suspended?
Well, just depending on what happened today at court, you're not supposed to go to jail or do anything, being what type of job I have.
Did they tell you that not to come back?
Yes, I cannot come back until they figure out what's going on with my case.
Okay.
So this is how.
You want to apply for an appointed lawyer, man?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see if I have one on file. No. Okay. So, Ms. Arrington, I'll give you an application. I need to take a look at it, and then if you qualify, I'll appoint your lawyer today. Understand things don't just work overnight. It takes time to get evidence, takes time for stuff to come in. They have to contact the other people. So it may take some time. It's not just Rome wasn't built overnight, as the saying goes. So just be patient, and everything will work out. Okay. Of course. So I'll have you sign, I'll have you sign a reset with Ramona. We'll give you an application. Take a seat in the juror box, fill it out, and I'll take it. Well, thank you, Ms. Arrington.
Your Honor, any bond conditions?
Oh, yeah, Ms. Arrington, I forgot.
Yes, sir.
The only thing I'm going to ask you, don't go back to the law.
No, sir.
Okay. I mean, you go back, oh God, that's going to be a lot of bad blood, right? So, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just, that's it.
Yes, sir.
She works as a correctional officer. Normally I would put no weapons, but just to forego that for now, but.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it looks like she can't work as.
Cerritos on page 4 is our next one, Your Honor.
And no contact with the complaining witness as well.
I was just counting in my head. So if I go back to sleep now, I can get 2 more hours of sleep before I get before I work a double.
Are you Kayla Cerritos?
Yes.
Ms. Cerritos, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes.
Okay.
On December 20th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a major accident at 6623 Gulf Freeway in Harris County, Texas. The officer learned there were two separate accidents, first at 9301 Gulf Freeway and second at 6623 Gulf Freeway. The complainant stated he was driving his motor vehicle, was stopped at a red light, and the defendant failed to control speed before rear-ending the complainant's motor vehicle. The complainant heard the defendant's tires screeching, and the defendant drove off at a high rate of speed. The complainant followed and chased the defendant's vehicle as the defendant entered and exited the freeway, attempting to get away. The complainant followed the defendant approximately 5 miles, and the defendant lost control and crashed into a home. The damage to the complainant's vehicle was $2,000.
What day or night was this? Was middle of the night? Any kind of alcohol?
This was appears at midnight, and there's no allegations of alcohol.
It was
License, stop.
I apologize. It was at lunchtime, 12:29 p.m.
PM. Okay. Any, a license?
License, Your Honor. It appears the Florida driver's license that's valid.
Have liability insurance in your name, car insurance.
I was driving my mom's car.
I don't care if you were driving Santa's sleigh.
I don't.
Then you're not allowed to drive. I'm making that a condition of your bond. Until you have liability insurance in your name, do not drive. Do you understand? I'm making it a condition of your bond. Until you show us that you have liability insurance, then I'll take this off. But until that point, don't drive. It is a condition of your bond. You violate this condition, I may very well revoke your bond and put you in jail. No more PR bonds. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my city at all costs. Do you understand, Ms. Cerritos? The important thing about insurance, ma'am, is that when you get into an accident, people will tend to come after you. We live in a very litigious society and everybody wants money. When you have car insurance, if you're involved in an accident, the insurance company will protect you and even have lawyers on their side to help you in the event someone tries to come after you.
Yeah, he's mad at Victoria. No, he's not. Everybody loves Victoria. So he's taking a break from YouTube. That's why you can't. That's why you can't watch his streams on YouTube anymore. If you get into Discord, in the Judge Feser chat, when he starts streaming, they help you find him. So go into Discord, into the Judge Feser chat. And to get into Discord, the link is in my channel description. Let us know if you have any problems.
It's not expensive, but it's something that's required by law. And all we want you to do here is follow the law. It's really important. You know, you get into an accident where you create $50,000 worth of damage. Someone's got to pay for it. It's got to come out of somewhere. You understand? That's why I'm asking you only to follow the law. Do not drive unless you have a valid driver's license and liability insurance in your name. I don't care what car you're driving. I don't care what it is, motorcycle, whatever it may be. Do you understand? All right. Tell me what you do for a living, man.
I'm a registered behavior technician. I work with children that have autism.
And what kind of income do you make a month?
I make $25 an hour, but I haven't been able to work due to the car not being drivable. So I haven't worked this week, and I probably won't work for a couple weeks.
How are you supporting yourself then?
I'm currently living with extended family. We just relocated from Florida.
Okay. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you mind giving an application, please? All right. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive until you get approval and have liability insurance. I'll have you fill out the application for
Yes, Eileen, you
an
said
appointed
that
lawyer.
before.
I'll have you sign a reset with Ramona, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. All right. Please.
Fuzzy's famous. Fuzzy should start a channel.
Okay.
Is Mr. Bill Song, Your Honor, on page 3?
Is he taking a while before talking to these people, before each one, because Victoria's not there? Is that why?
All right, Mr. Bisson? Mr. Bisson, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 21st, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle at approximately 1:24 a.m. after observing it travel 104 miles per hour and 96 miles per hour in a 60 mile per hour zone. The defendant was found in the driver's seat of the vehicle with one adult passenger. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed red, glossy eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6. Walk-in.
You're right. It's the judge's birthday today. I hope you all got your cards in. I wonder how many he's got. Victoria, I know you went to bed, but how many cards did he get? Wake up.
Current 3 out of 8. One leg stand, 1 out of 4. Inventory of the vehicle revealed a bottle of cognac directly behind the front passenger seat on the floorboard, approximately 1/4 full. DICs were read and the defendant consented to breath. The results were .089 and .095.
Jesse.
I didn't forget about his birthday. I've been literally telling everybody every day it's his birthday, send him a card. I just don't know what day it is. I never know what day it is. That shouldn't be shocking. It happens every day.
DWIs. And does he have a license? Please?
There's no prior DWIs, Your Honor, and license is eligible.
Mr. Bisong, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. Do you understand? You also are not allowed to drive unless you have liability insurance in your name. You understand? These are your bond conditions. As long as you can abide by these bond conditions, you and I will be fine. Otherwise,
How many people would have sent Judge Fleischer a 50th birthday card if I hadn't said it every single day and made sure that they put a picture of it in Discord? Tell me I forgot about his birthday. Yo, yes, I had a birthday. I did. Speaking of Facebook, I'm going to talk to y'all about Facebook tomorrow. I'm too tired to do it today. I need like 70 people to follow or whatever my Court Vibes Facebook just for a little bit, because they will not let me stream to Facebook. They won't let me stream to Facebook unless I have 100 followers, and I only have like 30 some. But oh gosh, these stupid cats. Hold on, I'm gonna get the link since we're already talking about it and we already paused. I'm just gonna get the link. So I think that a lot of people our age are on Facebook and not YouTube. So I think that Facebook would be great for them. Hold on, I'm looking for my link to my Facebook account. I'm looking, guys. I'm right here. I think this is it. I have 32 followers. I just think that there's more people on Facebook that would love these court videos that don't even know that there's court videos to watch. Like, I don't know how you guys got into court videos, but I didn't know it was a thing until I saw Law Talk with Mike show a Karen, and I wanted to see the Karen. Ooh, I almost hit that button on the side of my mouse. Ooh, there's like 7 buttons on the side of my mouse, and I can't hit any of them while I'm streaming. Okay, Fozzie, are you just going to keep yelling at me? I can't help what other people do. Say something nice to me. Okay. I think it is. Oh my gosh, I'm going to kill this cat. Get away from me. So, if I get like 70 more, I can simultaneously stream here and there every morning at 4:30. And then I think a bunch of people who don't normally, I just think they didn't know. I didn't know the court watching was a thing before I saw Mike get that Karen. So I think other people who are playing Farmville right now will think just like me. Thank you, Kelly. I know you are. You like and I'll be able to post the videos once I get to 70. Thank you, CJ. Thank you. All right. I'm going to finish this guy, and then I'm going to take a little nap before work.
I'm gonna end up putting you in jail. I'm not asking much. We're gonna reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer, so I will have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. After that, you'll get with Francis for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go. All right, please.
I should have just played 3 more seconds. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Once I get to 100, then I can start live streaming. And you can cancel Facebook. Like, if you see I go 101, you can take yours off. You can take yours off whatever you want, actually. Thank you, Lori. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, I stopped posting over there because they won't let, they just changed it recently that you can't do a live stream unless you have 100 followers. So that's why I stopped. Yes, Kelly, I agree, but we're touching that line. Yes, you can put a link anywhere you want. Get a billboard. Oh, CJ, thank you. All right. I'm going to bed before work. If I go to sleep right now, I can get 1 hour and 59 minutes. Right? Right? It's all about those minutes, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. Fozzie, guess what? I do have a video. So I either do I sleep for 1 hour and 59 minutes, or do I make this video quick and put it out later? I don't know. We'll see. If you see a video come out for me later, then you'll know what I picked. I picked to make Fozzie happy. We'll see. Oh, see, everybody came here in such a different way. You know, everybody came to court videos because we weren't all watching court videos 4 years ago, except for Beck. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Got this life that goes digital dreams through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's love.